Hi Paula, it's Kathy Smith, and I just can't get enough of Philadelphia cream cheese. This week it's entrees, and I'm going to share one of my favorite entrees that uses cream cheese. It's deviled chicken, and it uses boneless, skinless chicken breasts. And you know, generally speaking, any dish that's deviled, you go back in the past, and that connoted a dish that has mustard in it, and this does have mustard in it. So why don't we begin? I pounded my chicken breasts to make them thin. You don't have to do that, but I think that they cook more evenly, and they cook obviously a lot quicker. So I'm going to dredge these. I'm going to heat, I'm going to heat 2 tablespoons of butter and a tablespoon of olive oil in my saute pan. And the olive oil and the butter together gives you a really nice saute base, and you get the flavor of both. And we're going to cook these chicken breasts on medium-high heat, about 3 minutes per side, until they're nicely browned. And then what we'll do is we'll take them out of the pan and put them back on the plate here, and we'll make the sauce and then put the chicken breasts back in the pan to finish. And this is a dish that really you can have on the table in under 15 minutes, which makes it wonderful, for a midweek meal. But it's so flavorful, and I think, so attractive with the sauce that you could serve it for company. Okay, so we're going to let these saute and turn them in about 3 minutes. All right, our chicken's been sauteing. As you can see, I flipped it. As I said, it's 3 minutes on each side. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the chicken breasts out of the saute pan. Like so. I'm going to turn the heat up, just about to high, and now I'm going to deglaze the pan with a ½ cup of white wine. Now, if any of you don't cook with wine, that's fine. Oh, it's making a nice sizzling sound. And that's actually just what we want to see, because we want to scrape up all those yummy brown bits so that they're incorporated into the sauce. Now, if any of you don't cook with white wine, it's fine. You can just use chicken broth to deglaze the pan, because I'll also be adding about a cup to 3/4 of a cup of chicken broth to this recipe as well. So you can just use all chicken broth. All right, so I'm letting this white wine cook down a bit, which it is nicely, and now I'm going to add my chicken broth, like so. Next, I'm going to add 4 ounces of cream cheese that I have brought to room temperature, and this is going to melt down nicely in the pan. Just have to work it around a little bit, back of the spoon. And that is one of the great things about cream cheese, because it's a mild cheese. You can use it as a wonderful base in sauces, and it really doesn't overwhelm the dish, particularly something like chicken, which is, nice mild flavored meat. Next, I'm just going to let that keep cooking and melting, because as I said, this is deviled chicken. I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. And we'll incorporate that into the sauce. You know what? Actually, I think I'm going to use a whisk because it'll break up those pieces a little bit quicker. As you can see, the sauce is looking lovely. Now you noticed I did not use the entire can of chicken broth, and that's because once you've done this part of it, you probably want to add a little more just to get the consistency of the sauce the way you like it. Some people like a thicker sauce and some people want it a little bit thinner. We're going to add a little bit of salt, some fresh pepper. I'm going to turn the heat down to medium-low now. And the final ingredient is tarragon. And you know, I wanted to use fresh tarragon. I think whenever you can, it's much better to use fresh herbs. But I just couldn't find any really good-looking fresh tarragon at the market this week. And tarragon is one of those herbs that is just fine when you use it dry. So there you have it. The sauce is done. I am going to add, probably about 1/4 cup more of the chicken broth. And now I'm going to put the chicken breasts back in the pan. And you could pour in any of the accumulated juices there. That just adds a little bit more flavor. And just basically saute them long enough, to heat them up in the sauce. So there you have it. It's simple, elegant, delicious. And I hope you all enjoy it as much as my family does. So now, let's plate this up. I guess I need a couple of pot holders here. I'll bring that over. Get my tongs. And when I taste it now, I'm going to have to be very tricky and just take a little bite off of one of the ends, because I'm serving this to my family tonight for dinner. And there you have it. Kathy's Devil Chicken. So let's see. It is delicious. Creamy. You can taste the mustard and the tarragon. And the chicken just shines through. Well, as I've said before, something's always cooking in Kathy's kitchen. Bye, Paula.